United takeover battle commences next week as confirmed to us by the Times. The Times are really some of those people that have been close to this deal and they know what exactly is really taking place. We're going to talk about the Glazer split over the valuation of Manchester United. Others believe that 5 billion is enough. Others believe it's less and they need more. So it shows you that money is really trying to really cause divisions in the family of the Glazers because they're a family of 6. 2 really have different decisions and thoughts, and the others are also having different thoughts altogether. Then Bruno Fernandes has gone ahead and really hinted about the busy schedule that has been complained about by very many people, that the schedule is really busy, but he has gone ahead and really said lots of things about that, and we're going to tackle that also. Then there is Erik ten Hag hinting about the game against Leeds and how we have big players who are supposed to be ready to play in every big game. That is it. And lastly, Carragher is really having lots of things to say about Erik ten Hag and what he's doing at Manchester United. The transformation that is really drastic at the club has really gone into favor of pundits like Carragher. Once again, welcome to this channel. Rokan David is my name. Smash like button, comment and share. Don't forget to subscribe. Third video of the day, obviously coming straight to you from the offices of United Matters channel, which happens to be my home, by the way. Now, we all know that the Glazers are really wanting to sell the club of Manchester United, and the Times has really dropped in this story that I thought it's really great for us to really go ahead and really look at before everything goes from where it's supposed to be, because it might happen next week and you say, all right, Rokani never alerted us about what is going to happen next week, and we've been told by the Times that the takeover battle only really begins after February 17th, when United's new owner, when United's New York bankers will begin the exercise of reducing as many as 20 offers to as few as 2 or 3 preferred bidders for a club believed to carry a price tag of at least £5 billion. Now, it's confirmed now that it's not only 5 people that have really put in their bids. Bids are many, but those that are really being looked at as reliable suitors, those that are really going to go onto the final line, they are going to go onto the wire, are like 3 or 2, and that's where the bid is really going to go on and really, or the battle is going to go ahead and really start. And I think I like that, because when you're having teams like, when you're having people like the Qataris, a consortium from America, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and very many others, it really spices up this, because if it's 20 and they are going to start sieving by next week, because 17th is next week. 17th is when? 17th is next week. Today is 12th, Sunday. That means Friday next week, it's really going to be the sieving process commencing down in America. And when the sieving process commences, you know that the residues are always thrown out. So we're waiting to see which residues are going to be thrown out, and all that will be gotten here, because it's really going to be a very busy week. And keep your tabs onto this channel, because we won't really leave you thirsty on this takeover unit, because it's really entering the very critical stage next week. The basics have been done. Teams have signed the confidential agreements, the bidders have signed the controversial agreements. They've given them the financial, all the books of Manchester United. They've gone through them, they've made their decision, and we are waiting to see how that decision is going to come to pass, and who are the 3 that are really going to tussle it out, to see to it that they really find themselves in the competition to take over Manchester United before the start or the beginning of next season. So that's it coming in from the Times, and the Times have really gone ahead to really confirm to us that this is Mail Sport, that this Glazer family is really having a problem, and they are split. The Glazers are split over the valuation of Manchester United. Some family members would be prepared to consider bids of less than £5 billion. The majority of the family are said to remain bullish about the price. So, it looks like the performance of Manchester United has really blown our price out of proportion. And I think the Glazers made up their decision. However much they had no option left because they searched for an investment, they failed to get one, and they only had the option of really selling this club left. To do this when the team is thriving very well and showing good signals. With Erik ten Hag doing a very good job at Manchester United, the Glazers decided not to complete this sale in December. If they wish this club well, they would have accomplished everything in December, because after the summer, after the summer transfer window, they knew that they never had money. That's it. They never had money to inject in the club, and it was really pre-announced by the CEO that this is going to be one of the last summers for us to spend a lot of money because next summer is going to be worse. Now, the Glazers knew it was getting from bad to worse. If they wanted to get out everything and save the club, they would have really started this process down in September publicly, because I knew privately or secretly, they were trying to find a bidder to take over this club. After that, they would have gone public that want to sell the club in September, and they would have used 3 months. September, I think they're like 4. September, October, November, and December, meaning that by 1st January, would have gotten a new owner. They would have really gotten a person to buy the club. And hence, in January, would have gone ahead to spend like £50 million to bring in players that the manager would have wanted to be brought at the club of Manchester United. That's it. So it shows you that they're incompetent. It's all about money, and that's why you're seeing a greed of £5 billion. Others are even calling in for 6. So some really believe £4 billion are really okay, because even Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I've read a tweet today that he's only willing to make a bid of £4 billion. The Glazers are wanting 6. Now, let's wait and see. Will the Qataris come in through and really give them the £6 billion they are really calling in for? That's the most important thing, because for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, looks like he's out of this, having explored a formula that the Glazers used to buy Manchester United, that he wants to get bonds and loans from the Paul Morgan Bank and obviously try to see to it that we really find ourselves in losses or in debts again. The debt of United has accumulated close to $860 million. That is like £685 million. So we wouldn't like any owner to come us and take us on debt. That is really worrying, and that's one of the things that I would hate to see happen to Manchester United. And I believe, why doesn't the Premier League come in and really intervene a little bit and really set the level of pace to save this club? Because it's the biggest English club, and they've seen it drain down the floor, and they've acted nothing. The process of selling the club has really reached, and the Premier League is doing nothing. Now, this story has been making rounds. I had not been reacting to it, but today I said I have to react it and put a pause to it, because this is snail sports news. This is something that has been traded all over, and I believe I have a way to come it and counter it. And let me counter it. We've been told by Mail Sport that the Glazers have not decided whether to sell United completely or to retain a substantial share. This is a story that I don't want even to react about anymore, guys. I know it's disturbing your mind, but let it not disturb your minds any further. Do you know why? In September, and even last year around August, September, October, but most especially December, the Glazers traveled to Saudi Arabia. They had known that the Saudis were interested in owning a football club in the Premier League. They talked to the Saudis that took over Newcastle, that consortium. The consortium confirmed to them that for them, they are willing to take over the club fully. The Glazers by then were looking for an investment, and for the previous 2 years, they've been looking for an investor to come in and inject money into Manchester United, like sell close to 20% and really getting like 1.5 billion shillings to renovate Manchester United or build a new stadium and improve the facilities at Carrington. and maybe use some money to buy in some players. But as things stand, it's nowhere near positivity. They never gotten what they wanted. They never got the way they were. That's why I dispute that story, that they have not yet made up their mind. They've made up their mind, they are going to sell. They are going to sell because none of those people you see there that is being listed, Qataris, a group from Dubai, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, consortium from America, a group from Singapore, a group from China, and very many others, they want a full sale. They don't want a partial sale. So that's what is going to happen. The Glazers have no option. However much they would love to see to it that they don't sell United fully, because Ten Hag is really trying to get United back to where it's supposed to be. They have nothing to do. They have no option left, because no owner is willing to pay 20% and have an investment of 20%. No way. They want to take it fully, and the good thing is that people like the Qataris are here who are really having good money to see to it that they really take over this club. So I don't really believe into that story, though it's making lots of rounds on social media, and I'm 100% against it because I see it as something that does not make sense. It doesn't add up. The Glazers already looked for people to invest in the club, and each and every person they approached gave them the same answer. We want a full takeover. When you are ready for the full takeover, you'll contact us. That's why you see to it that the Qataris are here, and the Glazers had already discussed with them to put an investment into the club, but they want a full takeover. So after that, let's talk about the captain of Manchester United. I'm not talking about Harry Maguire, I'm talking about Bruno Fernandes, because I believe he's the captain of the club of Manchester United. Now, there have been stories running around, very many pundits, very many YouTubers coming out and be saying, we are playing very many games per week. Now, guys, it was Erik ten Hag who came out and said, if at all you're going to be a top player, you have to be able to play a minimum of 60 games. I've seen Ronaldo do this, Luka Modric. I saw the likes of Wayne Rooney do it, Rio Ferdinand, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, and very many others. You just have to find a better way to keep your body fit. You have to rest and recondition your body and recharge your batteries for the next game. Look at Ronaldo. At the age of 37, last year, how many games did Ronaldo play? Let me check here. Let me look at the stats of last year for Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United, 2021, 2022, he played 30 Premier League games. You get? He played 7 Champions League games. Those are 37. He played 40 games. That is Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, if a 37-year-old player can play 40 games a season on average, what of a player who has not yet even reached 30? What of him? What of him? So this is where I've gone ahead to like Bruno, that's a lame excuse, because if Bruno can do it, to come out and run in every game and put out the best for the team, why don't other players come in through and really act like that? So Bruno has told us on the busy schedule that if you want to be in the best teams in the world, if you want to play to win trophies, you have to be in all competitions. You have to play every 3 days. Have you heard? Have you heard? These are players that we should be having at Manchester United. We should be having players who are ready to play every 3 days. And if at all you are not ready to play every 3 days, then you deserve not to be at Manchester United, because Ten Hag confirmed to us that every time you are called upon as a United player, you should be able to come on and really play. You should be like a soldier. Soldiers are ever ready. Anytime he's called upon, he has to go on and really represent his country. That's what the world is all about, and that's what people are really not giving attention to detail. That's what a heart of a player of Manchester United should be. You should be able to be playing 3 games every week, an average of 60 games a week, if you're supposed to be that player that you want to be and really reach the levels of becoming the best in the world. Then Bruno went ahead and really confirmed to us about the situation at the club of Manchester United. He said, I know this team will give everything, will fight and will not be afraid to play whatever the pitch, the stadium or the team. I like that mentality. You know, each and every time you're having players who are really acting like that every game, having a spirit of a warrior, every time they put on the shirt of United, you're anticipative for greatness. You're 100% sure that when are going to be playing against Leeds, we are going to put out a fight, and they are going to feel the fight. They are going to feel the fight of Manchester United at Elland Road, and these players are really willing to fight, because today we are having a chance. Arsenal have gone ahead to drop points. Right now we are 7 points. I think we are 8 points behind Arsenal, because they're having 50. They're having how many points? Arsenal is having 51 points. We're having 43 points. If we win today away at Elland Road, we are at 46 and 5 points behind them. They are playing Man City on Wednesday. That's going to be their 22nd game. Would have played one more game than them. But that game is going to be compensated, because on the 26th, that weekend of 25th and 26th, we're not playing in the Premier League. We are going to be playing into the Carabao Cup final. And that will act as a compensation, and Arsenal will be playing their game of football then, and for us we won't be playing. That's why we are going to play an extra game, and I think even Newcastle will find space in the midweek to play an extra game, to see to it that they really meet that, they bind that space. You get? So as things stand, we are having a chance. If you're going in the game with the attitude of Bruno, I believe we are destined for good results. So let's wait and see what the game of football is going to be like as we take on a side called Leeds at Elland Road, because we need a win. We need nothing less than we want a win. So after Bruno saying like that, even Ten Hag has gone ahead to restate the words of Bruno Fernandes and his words that has always talking about the club of Manchester United, the players, that players like to play big games like Leeds, big games coming up like Barcelona, other games like Man City, Arsenal. I think all the Premier League games, players like it to have a challenge, because when they get challenged, they get the best. What a manager we are having. What a manager we are having. When they are challenged, they get the best. And obviously, every innovation that has been made, or that has come to materialization or manufacturing, is as a result of a challenge. After we experience challenges, we come in with solutions. That's exactly what Ten Hag is talking about, that when these players are challenged, they are going ahead to really find solutions to those challenges, and hence that makes them better, because every time you overcome a challenge like that of Leeds at Old Trafford, coming 2 goals from behind and really pulling 2 back, that is a challenge given to us, and we passed it. We passed it, that's it. With the injuries that we're having at Manchester United, I believe we passed it. If all our players were available, we would have won that game. Marcelo leading the line, Anthony available off the right, Casemiro in the central defensive midfield, Eriksen available, we win that game. We win it with plenty of goals. But with close to 6 players out, that shows you how bad we looked. And we went ahead to pass that challenge. And I believe you're going to pass that challenge at Elland Road, though it's not going to be an easy one, having seen the results that have really surfaced from the weekend. I'm really worried about that game, because Chelsea has lost. Chelsea has drawn, Arsenal has drawn, Tottenham Hotspur has been beaten, Newcastle has really drawn. So I think we are having some good chance to close on what we call the top 4. Because if United wins tomorrow, we'll be at 46 points, leaving Newcastle at 41, though we would have played one more game than them. Then Spurs has played 23 games. We will be 7 points ahead of Spurs, a team that is near the fourth spot. So I think that should be the order of the day. If we get a win tomorrow at Elland Road, it will be one of those things that we are going to hail about and really jubilate about. Then, Carragher, he's saying Ten Hag knows what he's doing and there is a spirit at United that we haven't seen for 5 or 6 years. The connection between the fans and the club is coming back. There is a spirit there. When they score a goal, they are all celebrating. That's it. So, this is not news to us who have been really following United, that for the previous years, you saw to it that there are players that were really not in good terms with other players. The managers had grudges with other players. The fans were not really cheering on with the fans or really with the players. But this time round, the fans are really enjoying. The connection between the fans and the club and the players is really out of this world. The way they roar at Old Trafford, especially in that game of Man City, we concede, but the fans keep going knowing that they are really going to go ahead and really find a goal. So that's Carragher. I think is spot on, and I think we call it a day. Your thoughts on the United takeover battle commencing next week? Bruno Fernandes promising that they are going to fight for the club, and Erik ten Hag coming in through and really adding beef to what he has gone ahead, to what has been said by Bruno Fernandes. Your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Bye-bye. Good night. Good morning.